Hello, everybody. Welcome to EFL Championship round 33 predictions with myself, Benjamin Bloom, and the great Sam Parkin. And Sam, you are making ground here. You won again last time. To be fair to both of us, it was quite a difficult one last time because we had all those games stretched out with the FA Cup and whatnot, and we had to predict Middlesbrough and Coventry about 8 days before it actually happened, didn't we? But you came in 6-4. And it was one bob on that did it for you. It's a classic. A Charlton 1-0 home win against Stoke that got you over the line, Sam. So 16-11 now with 6 draws. I'm trying to think, if you were in this position, you'd completely no-sell it, wouldn't you? You'd be like, no, I'm not scared. That's a big enough gap. I'm going to be more honest. A little bit concerned about you coming up on the rails here, mate.
Yeah, I've had a good few weeks, I think, since Christmas, since the turn of the year. I've been on it. Funny you should mention that Charlton result, because I looked at the league table yesterday and I thought, in light of them losing at home to Pompey, Charlton, they could be back in trouble. And
39 points,
probably just escaped my mind, that victory, which has given them a nice little cushion. So, most welcome those 3 points, and very well predicted. By me.
Even if you do say so yourself.
I do say so myself.
Right, let's dive into the round 33 action. Get your predictions down there in the comments. Sam, we are going to a North-West derby at Blackburn. It's Blackburn versus Preston. Mate, so much has happened since we last spoke. We now have Michael O'Neill is not only a short-term Blackburn manager until the end of the season, but he's also doing the Northern Ireland job as well. But he's the kind of guy, Sam, that kind of statesman-like, presentation that he has that could make this work. They won the reverse fixture, didn't they, with Big Val? It's one of the few wins he did get. You're up first, Sam. Rovers versus North End.
Yeah, well, I watched a bit. I can't remember where I was, but I watched a bit of Blackburn's win at QPR, and they just looked quite happy all of a sudden, the lads, and there was a bit of a togetherness. I saw some pictures of Phil Jones and Stephen Davis and what have you on the bench. Michael O'Neill was there as well, unbeknown to everyone who thought he was going to be in the stand. So I think they get something out of this game. I'd probably favour the draw, but it's that stage of the season. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to go for the big manager upturn, 2-1 Blackburn.
And that would be, because if you think about it, but when they sacked Big Val, they had Sheffield Wednesday the next night and they beat them. So they're already on like 6 points in 3 games. So you're right, it'd be a really nice bounce. You've gone 2-1, Sam, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, mate. I always mock you when you say, I could see this being anything. I could literally argue the home win, the away win, or the draw in this one. I think you've left me the draw, Sam, haven't you? I know we get stick for going 1-1 in the opening game quite often, but I think I'll take that. Preston have improved, as you say, that fresh start fallacy for those Rovers players. I will take a 1-1 draw. We've got 4 earlies. I don't know if there's a police game in there somewhere on Saturday. We'll start with Hull versus QPR. Little slip from Hull recently. They've got this big run of home games and they've taken 1 point from the 2 so far. And obviously, you'd have been across it, Sam, because it was Chelsea went out of the FA Cup. But QPR are all over the place, aren't they? It's 2 teams, actually, that we've said have been quite, unpredictable this season. Although Hull have got a lot more predictable since they've got good, haven't they? I'm going to go for a home win, Sam. I'll go 1-0 Hull.
Yeah, obviously I was at the Valley to see QPR draw there, and subsequently they lost at home to Blackburn. I just think this is going to be a downward spiral for Rangers. They're obviously going to be safe in mid-table, but I think any designs on the playoffs will have to wait for next season. I didn't learn too much about Hull in that Chelsea defeat. He has changed the system. He's played back 3 couple of games recently. I think both fixtures against Bristol City to match them up. Expect them probably to be back in a 4 here. and have McBurney and Gelhardt and Joseph on from the off. Obviously, all those guys rested for the Chelsea defeat. I'm with you. What did you go?
I went 1-0 Tigers.
Yeah, I think you're bang on there, mate. But I will raise it. I'll go 2-0. Sorry, Rangers.
Stoke versus Leicester, and he's now managed 25% of the league, so there's going to be quite a few Gary Rowett derbies. It's a perfect start, isn't it, for some Rowett ball against Robbins. He's got 14 games, but Leicester in the bottom 3, Sam.
Yeah, I was going to say, across the EFL slate this weekend, there's so many derbies, but not actually any in the Championship. This is a Gary Rowett derby, but it's not close enough, is it? It's across.
I don't know what involved with that. Fans get
no. But I mean, if you look, derbies. I think it's League One. There's so many derbies in League One this weekend. But this is a short journey. Let me say that.
Well done.
Across whatever that road is, which I often take, but I can't bring it to mind here. I think Leicester win here, and I don't know if it's courtesy. Yeah, I think before the appointment, or has he been appointed? Yeah, was that yesterday?
Yeah, he's in. Yeah, he did training yesterday morning.
Sorry, I've obviously been away. I saw the official tweets from the In the Nose saying that it was going to happen. I had this down, I think, on another podcast as a 2-0 Leicester win, but I'm going to soften it just because it's Gary. I'm just going to soften it for the 1-0. 1-0 Leicester.
Yeah, you can see it. You know exactly what he's going to try and do. He's going to make a solid base, and it's going to be right. Switch the play, get it to those wingers, let them play, but go for that clean sheet. I really like the 1-0, obviously. I'm going to take the 0-0 in this one. I just wonder whether it's, just stop the bleeding in terms of the goals going in against. We know Mark in the other dugout will be equally pragmatic. So I'll go for the double clean sheet, and honestly, I don't think that's a bad result for Leicester if they do, just start off clean sheet, build an undefeated run. That's what he'll want to do, won't he? Swansea versus Bristol City. What am I going to do on this one? Probably going to go for a home win with both teams to score, I would imagine. Although Swansea have had quite a few clean sheets at home, haven't they? Bristol City are a bit up and down. They could have gone under to Wrexham in midweek. Brilliant late goal by Max Bird. We talked a lot about Bristol City players being away. Great for them to have him back in. But I'm drawing myself towards a 2-1 home win, Sam. And you didn't flinch then, so I'm assuming that's not a terrible idea. I'll go 2-1 Swans.
Yeah, another one that's probably going to have a bit of needle. I think.
This is a grudge match for sure. I'll give you that one. Yeah.
A little bit of needle. Obviously, there's an extra hour on top of the Cardiff journey for the Bristol City fans. But yeah, that'll be a good atmosphere. And I'm with you, mate. And for that reason, I just think we've got some brilliant examples in the Championship of clubs acting early, changing manager, and striking gold. And despite them losing at Derby, Swansea have improved no end.
Played well in the first half of that game, Sam, at Derby.
In both areas, mate. Creating more and defensively better as well. I'll go 3-1 here. 3-1 Swans.
Public apology for Bristol City then, if that doesn't come in. By the way, you won't be hearing any public apologies today because Sam and I didn't mess up too badly on the on the last round.
Well done, mate. Tremendous.
West Brom, Sam, versus league leaders. They're straight back on top. Great performance. And I'm making sure I say it on every podcast I'm on. Frank Lampard and Joe Edwards nailed the game plan and the tactics. Now, he doesn't get any credit for anything, poor old Frank, so I'm going to give it to him. West Brom, Coventry.
Yeah, I think this will be a difficult game after that, actually. I said to you last week, and I've said it a couple of times, when the big fishes clash, I thought it was a good game for Cov. And they produced, didn't they, to get the belief back and the feeling around the support. But I think it's a difficult game. They got the elusive goal, didn't they, West Brom, in that last game, cup game at Norwich, but couldn't get through. Low scoring. I'm going to go 0-1, I think. I quite fancied the 0-0 here because West Brom are that kind of team at the moment, back to the Corberon style and days. But yeah, I'll just go for Coventry. I think it's a bold stance, isn't it, to go for the home win here against the league leaders?
Yeah, I was going to go 0-1 Coventry as well because, yeah, you're totally right. Feels like Eric Ramsey's gone in with one idea, thought, my God, this isn't going to work straight away. Let's rip this up and let's just do what we need to. And yeah, we've seen it be a little bit dour.
For my money, they were a decent defensive side under Mason early part of the season. I thought they were a better defensive side than they were attacking. I thought they were a team of moments. Whoever was Price for a bit, Johnson for a bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
I've not really fancied their attack, but they got some good players, and it can still turn around for them.
I don't know what to do. I was going to go 0-1, so I'll keep the same margin of victory for Coventry, but I'll give West Brom a goal, and I will go for a 2-1 away win. I do think West Brom could draw this game, by the way, but I'll back Coventry. Middlesbrough versus Oxford. Do we get a bounce back from Borough? I think we probably do. And even though I'd be a bit downhearted if I was a Borough fan, you're still coming off a 6-game win streak. And let's be fair, Coventry, who've been the best team in the league for large parts of this season, had to, kick it long and really strategise to get past what Middlesbrough are doing. Obviously, Oxford are struggling at the bottom, so I think Oxford might be in the wrong place at the wrong time here, Sam, and get a bit of a whacking. So I'm going to go 3-0 to Borough.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. I think Oxford haven't scored in 3 now, all comps. I still enjoyed watching Middlesbrough. You still think that something's going to happen when they come forward. It was a penalty. The third, was it the penalty, or was it the big boom down the pitch? Can't remember.
No, the third one was the penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if they keep that 2-1 for a little bit longer, we could be sitting here talking about
Sarmiento, the chaos merchant, is doing his thing at that point as well, isn't he?
Yeah, that was a lovely attempt, wasn't it? I was kind of flicking between that and was it Macclesfield, wasn't it? Obviously, I was away with my boy, so I wasn't fully focused in, but with one of my boys, I should say. But yeah, you still felt Middlesbrough could salvage something there. Right, I'm going to go for Oxford to get back up and running in the goal scoring terms, but I'm going to go for 3-1 Middlesbrough.
Millwall versus Pompey. Millwall up into third. Great result for Pompey in midweek. They've got all these away games coming, and that was a great start. And the fullback smashing in a couple of goals for John Mousinho there. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I watched that one go in live, actually, and it was a bit of an optical illusion, considering that Kaminsky had lobbed one in the first half from Devlin. Yeah. I was expecting it to be something similar because it was weird how it went in, but actually kisses the inside of the post and flies in the other side of the goal. Yeah, great goal. And he's been a revelation this year, hasn't he? It feels like it's hard for Pompey to go full throttle in every fixture, produce the levels required to get back-to-back wins. They got a nice little cushion now. I think this could be too tricky for them going to Millwall. I will go 2-1 Millwall. Yeah,
that's what I had as well. I think you've got to acknowledge Pompey's good form over, six weeks probably? No, they've been decent, haven't they? But Millwall is just far more viable at the moment, and they've really got a chance of doing something this season. If it looks like the top 5 is locked out, then they can be really focused on a strong end of the season here. Millwall have been really good at home. I'll go 2-0 in that case and pop the clean sheet on for Millwall. This will be a good game, Sam. Norwich versus Birmingham. Both sides playing really well here. If there's going to be a winner, I'd make Norwich favourites, but you wouldn't be surprised if Birmingham get something because they're playing really nicely themselves. I think I might have to call this down the middle, but let's go for an entertaining draw, which means Desmond, let's go 2-2.
Now, I've not pored over all the recent team news and what have you, but would you be astonished if Norwich made the playoffs?
Yes,
Would
only
you?
on the not on the basis that they can't
Mm,
do it, but on the basis that can you imagine the type of run
mm.
from I don't know
December.
January for them? Yeah,
Yeah.
December basically for them to do it.
Mm,
They'd probably need like
mm.
100-point form for 3 or 4 months.
Mm.
But I mean, look,
Yeah.
the form now says, yeah, if you do that all over again,
Yeah.
yeah, they could. But what are the chances of them actually doing that? You know.
Mm. A lot of traffic, and yeah, what you said, it's keeping the levels over such a long period of time.
Mm.
The only reason I say it is I think they're a really good team, Norwich. And
Excellent.
obviously,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was fortunate to be there for that Coventry game, but in the weeks after, they've lost narrowly at Middlesbrough, played well, and I think they've won every other game. Have they not? Yeah, they've won like 5 and 6, haven't they? They're a really good side, but they're not completely safe, so they still need those points. So I don't know. Is it slightly bigger for Birmingham, given that they have that better opportunity of getting in the playoffs? What have you gone?
I've gone 2-2.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Oh God, I'm a bit torn on this. Bit torn. Do you know what? I'm going to go with my second thought there. Sorry, Norwich fans, after me just gushing about you. I'll go 2-1 away win. I
Oh
like the new
wow.
signings. Watched a bit of the Leeds game. It was funny listening to the commentators thinking that, I don't know, that there should be a big gulf between Birmingham and Leeds. There isn't any gulf between Birmingham and Leeds, really, is there, given, the backing at Birmingham and Leeds' obvious, challenge that they have in the Premier League. So it was a very, very even game. Could have gone either way. And I'll go for Birmingham to win 2-1 at Carrow Road.
Interesting. That's a bold one, I think.
Yeah.
Southampton versus Charlton, Sam. The bookies, I looked at it yesterday, have Southampton finishing 6th.
Today. Yeah, I suppose to add a little bit of meat to the bone, on the bone of what I was just saying, Norwich-wise, like Sheffield United aren't completely dismissed of being playoff hopefuls. Swansea, up until that Derby result, we're only 6 points off. There was a bit of that going on as well. Norwich are currently just below them, but that's a conversation for another day. I think Southampton win this. They're one of the form sides, aren't they? A lot of green I'm looking at here. I think they win, and I think they win comfortably. 2-0 home side.
Yeah. I think Charlton might score in this one. I just think Southampton give you a goal. But I am also going to back the home win. Nice Nathan Jones derby as well here, isn't it? We just think that Charlton did a business at home, won't they? So I'm going to go 3-1 to Southampton. And just in light of what we were saying, I mean, look, it's so ridiculously tight from 6th place down to, 16th, like you were just saying, 6-point gap. But were Southampton to win, they could be in the top 6 by the end of the day. But
Seems
you're
to be
totally...
a bit of, sorry, mate. There seems to be a little bit more variation to his style. I think there's been, under Russell Martin, obviously, who went in the back end of the Premier League season, the guy who played man for man.
Ivan Juric.
Yeah, and then Will Steele. There seems to be a bit more variation, I think, under Thunder Eckhart, tactically. So, and it's striking the right chord, isn't it, at the moment? I can't see too many grumbles about too much at the moment. So, yeah, they're going well.
Yeah, very much so. But no, I was just saying, you're totally right to point out about traffic, because not only is it incumbent on Team A to have a good run, but you need then 6 or 7 other teams to not at the same time, to not be putting points on the board for that traffic to disappear, don't you? So there you go. I'll go 3-1 Saints in that one. Watford versus Derby. I mean, we haven't spoken since Ed Still went in there. Is he going to get Eustace? I'm quite hot on Derby again. They've got Morris back now and Smodic's in the team, and they do move well away from home. Maybe I'll take the draw. I'm giving Derby the win here. Go on, let's be brave. Watford 0, Derby 1. Ed Still to get caught by a more wily operator.
Yeah, I don't mind
Not
that
seeing
at
it?
all. Yeah, I can see it. I think a different time, a different era. John Eustace could very well be Watford manager. Might
Oh,
happen
that'll
in
happen one
time.
day, won't it?
Might happen. Yeah, I think he's well loved there. It's kind of I knew him very well. I was spending a bit of time with him during that period when he was there, and he kind of turned his fortunes around at Watford and became a real mainstay, a real leader for him, as he did at every club, or as he was at every club. So I'm sure he'll get a good reception there. I could see them winning. I know Watford haven't won for an age, certainly 5 or 6 games.
Oh, mate, since that weird postponement at Hull, haven't won a game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That derailed them then. I'll go 1-1 here. I'll
Yeah,
go.
I'll
They got the point of Preston, didn't they? I'll go for another kind of stalemate here.
Wrexham, Ipswich. Ipswich turned the bus around and went home after the FA Cup with no shots on target and a 1-0 defeat, but a rested team, exactly kind of what we expected to happen. And they're off back to Wrexham. If you can elucidate a little bit, Sam, what's that like for a player doing the same game twice in a row?
Dull. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Difficult maybe to get going sometimes. I think I've probably said it to you loads. Like when you get up to the Championship level, though, your motivation's really clear because they're great stadiums, great pitches in the main, and yeah, this is a big game, the top end of the division towards the tail end of the season, so won't be a problem. And for the lads that had an opportunity to look in and have a rest from the outside, that would hopefully put them in good stead to produce in this game. Talking probably more about the Ipswich guys here. But yeah, in the main, it was horrible playing against the same team in quick succession, one in the Cup and one in the league, just because it felt a little bit like Groundhog Day. Here, do you want me to go?
Go.
Yeah, I suppose just factoring in the midweek game.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I really don't know because reality will arrive, won't it? Maybe in the next month, that if Ipswich aren't going to make top 2, but they've still got the opportunity with the 2 games in hand. Sorry, I've gone a bit early there. So they have to win this one, really, don't they? That's a big game.
They have to find 4th and 5th gear, don't they, Ipswich?
I'll go 2-1 away win. 2-1 away win. I'm not fully convinced by saying that. This is probably the hardest one, I think, to predict, but I just think Ipswich's class may show when they got the big guns out there.
You just don't know, do you? You just don't know with Ipswich. And you're right. It's either going to be, right, here comes a top 2 push and a great run for the rest of the season, or they're going to kind of...
But they could be 10 points behind second with a game in hand.
There you go. Yeah.
And, I mean, that's a defining set of results, isn't it?
It's a long way. Yeah, it's a long way. And you would argue they've got the trickiest game, haven't they? If, certainly Middlesbrough, Oxford, maybe West Brom versus Coventry, but going to Wrexham is far more tricky than those two. Yep. I'll double you up then. I'm going to go for the away win. I don't know what we're stitching ourselves up for here. I will go for Ipswich to find the gear, and I'll go 0-1. But maybe that's more in hope than expectation. I'm putting my Ipswich Town support.
How did you feel when the Chelsea ball came out of the hat? Are you immune to that now, given you've had the Premier League year?
I'm very pedantic about that because I'm always like, well, it would possibly be a different number if the alphabet things were different with different teams in there, because everyone always says, oh, you would have got that team. But
it feels like Wrexham have had so much good fun, good times, publicity that it doesn't feel like this kind of big Premier League game is much of a change. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean.
They've had so much. I don't think this will derail them. Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't.
If this was 2 years ago.
I think with Ipswich's fixtures and all the away games, I think, was it a home draw Wrexham got?
Or they're at home, yeah.
Yeah, that would have helped, wouldn't it? I don't know. It's one of those where you never want to lose games. You never want your team to lose, but, I don't think anyone's that bothered from an Ipswich persuasion, let's just say. Right, finally, Sam, it's a bit brutal, but Sheffield Wednesday could be relegated officially at Bramall Lane on Sunday. It's just ridiculous how these things work out sometimes, isn't it? So Sheffield Wednesday are, what's the gap? 41 points off safety with 42 to play for, if I've added that up correctly. So if they lose this game, there would only be 39 points to play for, and they would be down. I think I've done the maths there. And I'm very sure that they're going to lose, Sam. And as much as, you know, there's the kind of angle where we have lots of empathy for Sheffield Wednesday, we have to still accept that this is a competitive football match in an elite league against a big rival. And all of those Sheffield United fans are going to want to be there. And Chris Wilder's going to say, maybe privately, maybe not publicly, be the players that relegate your fiercest rivals in your home stadium. It's actually a very big deal, isn't it? So I think they're going to be hyped up. And I think they're going to comfortably win, Sam. I'm going to go 3-0 home win. Sorry, Wednesday fans. And finally, that little R is going to be written by the -7.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you at all, mate. And yeah, the supporters will have to just take it, won't they, at the weekend and use it as fuel to come back. You know, when they've got a more competitive side in a few years, and
exactly,
and absolutely for the staff and whatever players do remain the next time they meet, and they'll be back, and it'll be great because I loved going to Sheffield Wednesday as a player, and yeah, it's just a class club, isn't it? Growing up in the 90s, such a big part of English football. So sorry times, and sorry Sheffield Wednesday fans. I will give them a goal to celebrate, maybe. I don't know, a little bit of good feeling in that moment. But I'm going to go Sheffield United 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
Oh, and that would get you a bonus point as well, Sam, for the 5th goal. Get down there in the comments. Apologies, we're slightly later than normal this week, but you know, Sam's allowed to go away with his boy, isn't he? It's more important things than us doing the predictions here. We will, however, I've got no clue what's even happening next week, Sam. It's not. It's a bloody 3-game week. Oh my God. So we'll be back early next week and we'll be doing it all over again. But we really appreciate your support. Get involved, and I guess we'll see you on Monday.